What's the roll
Dan,
for that?
just your d20 plus your con mod, and if you're proficient with it, add your proficiency.
Fuck's sake, can't even type.
I am not going to finger paint with eye jelly. It's not happening, people. You are all wrong. Wrong in the head. I'm not going to lick the eye either.
Good lord, your chat is sick.
Yes,
Dan,
they
you
are.
you feel quite ill, but nothing untoward happened. Sorry, Gwyneth even. Varys, you clamp hands over your mouth, but managed to avoid vomiting. You've been in the wilderness for a while, and you were not expecting this much violence this quickly as soon as coming back out.
Sick bastard.
Oh,
They're gonna use the
God.
eyeballs for one of those suckers on toy arrows.
No, I was going to make a necklace out of it later.
Oh, we are way too dark.
Dude!
Oh, God.
I have a.
Anyway.
Can somebody remind me why I'm adventuring with a tiefling?
To be fair, seeing that, I don't know what fucking Dark Eye's putting in the chat. Lick it, lick the eye.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, in a more normal kind of way, basically I just take the arrow out of his head, he patches him up, happy days, jobs again. I do not lick the eye, anything like that. I just kind of wait around for the other guys to turn up and these Muppets to eventually wake up, I guess.
Okay, so Avina kind of gives you a look with a raised eyebrow and says, "Would it be better to perhaps wake up the other man?"
I mean, you can try.
Yeah, let's kick him in the nuts. That'll work.
She sighs, goes outside for a second, grabs a pitcher of water and upends it over the man's head. With a bit of spluttering, he wakes up and looks around him wildly. Seeing as none of you decided to tie them up to the chair,
I said I did.
He did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, he looks as though he's going to make a bolt for it, but he's kind of held in place by the ropes. He looks around a bit, and his eyes land on the bean, and he kind of goes, "Oh shit!"
I take out my eye arrow and I say, I have quite a few more arrows that need eyes. Are you going to talk now?
Freaking beautiful.
Roll intimidation. You sick fuck.
With advantage. Come on.
If
Christ.
you actually fail this roll, I'm going
No.
to be amazed.
Oh no, I definitely nailed it.
Wow.
I fucking nailed that shit.
He looks as though he's about to vomit and says, no need for that, mate. Look, just calm, Mayor, please, just don't let him do that. And Avina kind of places a hand on your shoulder and says, I think that worked.
Perfect. You may continue your interrogation.
Avina kneels down in front of him and says, "So, where's the hideout?" Unfortunately, he doesn't answer. He looks
Scamanos.
terrified at Scamanos and the others. He is so scared he can basically not talk.
Oops.
Good job, jackass.
Nice.
I suggest you talk.
That was beautiful.
Look, mate, look, if I gave it up, they would just get me. Okay? You've got to swear that you're gonna give me protection or something.
Well, I can't swear I'll give you protection, but I can swear I won't embed your eye on my other arrows.
Roll intimidation again for me, please. with
Please not be a better
advantage.
roll.
Gwynnym is just shocked.
God
That
dang
would
it.
do. A
In,
23? How
just
about a
shocked enough
23?
not to say anything.
He kind of says, "Okay, all right. Look. Okay, Bianco you'll find him in the shadow alleys, okay? The shadow alleys, okay?
Directions?
He kind of gives you a look and says, "It's the shadow alleys."
I'm new to this town. Don't be
Avina.
cocky.
Do you know
Okay,
where this place is? Is she still here, by the way?
She's still here, yeah. She's kind of steps to the side a little bit, so she nods and says, "Yeah, it's it's a partially abandoned area of the town. It's known as the Shadow Alleys due to the cliffs overhanging it, usually always casting in shadow. There's pretty much a reason it's abandoned. It's not a great place to live, but it's goes under the cliffs for some way. There's an awful lot of places it could be. I mean, I could have told you it was probably based in the Shadow Alleys."
So, you heard the mayor. Directions.
He gulps and kind of says, Look, I can't tell you any more until you get me something signed by her," and he points to Vina, "saying that if Bianco comes after me, I ain't gonna get killed or put in the line of fire or something."
We're about to go after Bianco. Now, if you look over to your left, you will see your friend, who is currently eyeless. He was not quite so cooperative as you are being. I would suggest that you just tell us directions.
Intimidate again for me?
In before he aces it again.
Not so good, 18.
He shakes his head and just goes, "No way, mate. Not a chance in hell. I want that paper or that's it."
I just look at the mayor.
She sighs and says,
I'm in the market and just going boop ba ba doo doo.
"Sorry, I'll come over to you in a minute." So she sighs and says, "Well, unfortunately, I can't sign anything unless the town hall agrees I can, and I feel it would be better to keep them out of this for the time being."
Oh, the wonders of beauty. Ah!
Good job.
Oh, the wonders of
Skills.
bureaucracy.
Skills, Dan.
She glares at you and says, "Pardon me, madam, but there are laws in this town, and I'm not about to break them. Would you prefer I did?" Madam?
Not really.
Thank you. Now, if the circumstances were more extreme, I might be prepared to do so. However, there are other potential leads we could have, and I'd rather stay above the law if at all possible. Can we agree to that as a premise?
Well, I agree. Do you agree, Skamanos and Varys?
Hey, I'm just holding a person's eye. I don't care, really.
I will back up any decision of scamming us.
Okay, so let's head back over to the marketplace. So Liotto is heading over at this point in time. Says, "Well, that went well. Thank you very much, ladies." And he kind of peers round at the two half-orcs and says, "And you as well, gentlemen."
I nod, and after cleaning my axe, put it away.
Very civilized.
And once I'm out of rage, I'm fine.
Okay, he walks towards the bandit and kind of the unconscious bandit and nudges him with his foot and says, "I feel we should possibly get this one back to my mother."
Where is your mother?
He grins and says, "Oh, she's easy enough to find. She's the mayor of this place. We can get back there in around 10, well, maybe slightly longer if we're carrying this one. I should probably also call some guards before dead and flies happens."
I can carry him easily enough. Won't slow me down much.
Fantastic. Good to know. I will lead the way in that case if you're all happy coming with me.
I nod as Pod hefts the guy onto his shoulders.
Yup.
Okay, so he is leading you over to the mayor's apartments. Is there anything you want to ask him?
Apparently, the cleric wants to ask if he's okay.
He shrugs and nods and says, "Well, you know, I figure there are much worse things. I mean, hell, my grandparents will have seen worse."
Your grandparents?
He says, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, my surname is Ills. You might have heard of my family? And can you roll me a history check, please?" So everyone in the marketplace, please roll me a history check.
Music.
Is that int?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
And if you have proficiency in history, add that one on as well.
I come from very far away.
Nat 20.
Wumble knows everything.
Okay. Jack, you've not really heard anything about them. Tesseren and Escal, you've heard the family name before. You've heard there's a pair of adventurers who seem to be sort of national heroes around Naldrin, and but you haven't really heard anything much more than that at all. Okay. Now, Pod, despite the fact that you've only fairly recently come out of retirement, you've been listening an awful lot, and you know a hell of a lot around the Ilos family. So they were a couple of adventurers, Sephran Alder, who was a human from Nandrin, in fact from Tinspool himself, and Zanakwi Ilos, who was a drow who came to Nandrin a couple of hundred years ago, and the pair of them are well known throughout Nandrin Olkrag, which is a dwarven nation to the north, and Suda, which is a nation to the south, for generally heroic deeds, and they also played a key role in the defeat of the Goblin Uprising 30 years or so ago, and they're generally, pretty much regarded as excellent people, and they did an awful lot to make people of Nandrin have a very favourable attitude towards drow. They had a number of children. A lot of them have become adventurers and are spread out all across Nandrin. But one of their children, a woman called Avina, who you guess would be around middle-aged by now, has stayed within the hometown, and you think you might have picked something up from Market Gossip when you were wandering around earlier, that she's been elected as the mayor of the town recently.
Oh, very interesting. What were the those two adventurers' first names again?
Okay, so it was Sephran Alder and Zanakwi Ilos, and I'll pop that in the chat for you.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Ah.
Yeah, write the
So-
names down so that I can.
Okay,
Just like what?
so we've got Avina, who has recently been elected mayor. In fact, you rolled a flip in that 20. Let's say it was precisely 21 days ago the election happened.
So child of Sephron and Zanakwi is mayor of this town now.
That's Ma, he replied.
Oh my
This...
gosh.
Well, you don't know who that is. This...
My interest in this kid kind of deepens. Well, we knew that.
Telemain. Behave.
What?
He grins